Martina Chloupková.
Culture is what you feel on a Sunday evening. In a technology company that openly says it doesn't buy machines, but people, HR has the strongest case of any function for a seat at the strategy table. Chief People Officer Martina Chloupková joined to make that case and to support the shift of HR from a service function to a business partner. We would like to inform you that this voice recording was created by artificial intelligence. How would you describe your time at Seyfor so far?
It's been a ride. Seyfor is a very dynamic environment, and honestly, I haven't yet had a moment to sit down and think about what comes next. There's simply always something to do here, whichever end I start from.
You joined as HR manager for the enterprise and public division, and fairly soon moved to the CPO role for the whole group. What did that mean in practice?
I found myself in an organization where HR was highly decentralized. Every division and business unit handled its own people matters. From the start, my goal has been to connect the critical processes and find a shared approach wherever it makes sense. But not in a way that erases the unique culture the individual parts of Seyfor carry from the days when they were independent companies.
And is it working?
In a year and a half, we've genuinely come a long way. We've started looking at HR through a single lens across the whole organization. And I'm there when the important decisions are made. I don't hear about them afterwards. For me, that's the key indicator.
How do you feel as a woman in a largely male environment?
I don't really notice the difference, and it actually suits me. In recent years, I've worked in the management of technology companies, so when I'm discussing technical data and numerical topics with men, we speak on equal terms. I always try to frame everything so that I speak the language of their tribe. Sometimes a bit of a soft topic fits into the discussion, and the guys tolerate that pretty well.
Globally, there's a lot of talk about HR as a strategic business partner. How is it at Seyfor?
For us, it's a necessity, literally. A business is built on people. They are the ones who go into our customers' companies, implement products, consult, set up technologies and processes. We sell their know-how, knowledge, and skills. Here, people aren't the ones who do the business. People are the business.
Except HR has a reputation as a soft discipline.
I've been fighting that my whole career, but in recent years it really has been changing a lot. HR used to be seen as the department that deals with moods, runs payroll, and looks after everyone's happiness. Lately it's become clear that HR isn't such a soft discipline after all. You have to understand numbers and technology and grasp the economics of the company so that you can recruit the right people and set up the processes around development and appraisal properly. It's quite a data-driven and technical discipline. To me, that feels natural, but I can see how fundamental that shift is for others.
Do you have an HR strategy at Seyfor? What is it built on?
As I mentioned, we build on people, but through data and an understanding of the business. Martin Ziegler talks about this a lot, and you can tell that HR topics really interest him. The strategy is to have people at Seyfor who are engaged, satisfied, and well rewarded so that they enjoy coming to work and perform. The two go hand in hand. And it's all the more demanding because things at Seyfor change constantly and change fast. From a small family company, you suddenly become part of a large colossus. So a big part of our work is helping people see that they can keep the subculture that has served them for years while being part of a large organization. That brings real added value. More credibility with customers and suppliers, better tools and technology, stronger technical capabilities, and not least a sense of economic stability and security.
Where's the line between that and just nice talk about how wonderful everyone has it?
You'll never satisfy everyone. That's an impossible ideal anywhere, not just at Seyfor. Our ambition is to set conditions that most people find acceptable and appreciate. But every person has their own story and different needs. They say culture's about how an employee feels on a Sunday evening, knowing they're going to work in the morning, whether they're looking forward to it or their stomach hurts. You won't get that indicator into a spreadsheet, and that's exactly why it's key for us.
Seyfor also grows through acquisitions. What does that mean for HR?
It depends what exactly we're dealing with. From an HR perspective, acquisitions and mergers are completely different situations. When we buy a company, We very often leave it as it is in the first phase. There's tension, of course. People ask what's coming, but in HR terms, we don't enter the process as much at that stage. The company stays fairly autonomous. A merger is a completely different story. There, people genuinely become part of Seyfor legally, systemically, and culturally. We sit down with them and go through benefits, remuneration, and development programs. And from the very beginning, we communicate what all the changes specifically mean for them. Right now, for example, we're merging NCC, and that process is playing out exactly like that, detailed work with people, not just with their personnel numbers.
You focus on leadership. Who actually is a leader at Seyfor?
Here, respect for leadership rests heavily on expertise. Long-standing knowledge of our product or specific technologies plays a role, along with established customers and proven expertise. But on its own, that's no longer enough today. AI is arriving, rapid technological transformation is arriving, and a leader who can't adapt and convey that change credibly to their team has a problem. Leaders who come from outside adapt more naturally, if only because they arrived and made a change in their own lives. We have leaders who have been at Seyfor for 30 years. Their approach to change is different. Not wrong, just different, and we work with that.
How do you work on building an AI mindset inside the company?
This topic is our alpha and omega. We have an internal ambassador program. Managers and employees go through extensive AI training. We already have a lot of enthusiastic developers, and we're trying to move forward not only in our own skills, but also in integrating AI into our products. Martin Ziegler strongly supports this direction. So far, I don't feel that anyone is outright resisting. Quite the opposite.
How do you measure HR success?
I really don't like that question.
Is it a silly one?
No, it's legitimate. I just get it quite often in its unfriendly form. What is it you actually do here? Why are there so many of you? My answer is that everything can be measured, including the impact of HR. We automate processes, speed up day-to-day operations, reduce the administrative burden, make recruitment more efficient, and bring in tools that simplify employment paperwork for people. All of that can be measured.
But you can't reduce employee turnover.
Exactly. And yet I sometimes get that value in my KPIs. I can't reduce employee turnover in a specific team. That's down to the leader and how they work with people. What I can do is find them a replacement, support them in a difficult conversation, help with specific scenarios involving an unhappy or an underperforming employee. Culture always comes from the top. We help create it and we maintain it. In HR, we also often use satisfaction surveys or a mood barometer. We monitor the situation, try to prevent critical situations in teams, and be there for managers.
A year and a half. What has Seyfor given you, and what has it taken?
I'd say it's 1-1, a draw. Seyfor has forced me to think on a bigger scale. I'd never been in such a large federated organization or in such a substantial role before. Things move more slowly here than in a small company. I'm often impatient and I feel like the light at the end of the tunnel is small and far away. On the other hand, I'm given room and I don't receive ready-made assignments. When I come up with something, I get to try it out and nobody then pillories me over the details. And by going through pilots, we also avoid making mistakes that would have big consequences. I enjoy that freedom and I feel respect from my colleagues in management. On top of that, I have a brilliant HR team that goes into it with me. That's what I really love about it.
Thank you very much.